Chapter 7. The Object of Our Publication.
Our publications have a most sacred work to do in making clear, simple, and plain the spiritual basis of our faith. Everywhere the people are taking sides. All are ranging themselves either under the banner of truth and righteousness or under the banner of the apostate powers that are contending for the supremacy. At this time, God's message to the world is to be given with such prominence and power that the people will be brought face to face, mind to mind, heart to heart with truth. They must be brought to see its superiority over the multitudinous errors that are pushing their way to notice, to supplant, if possible, the Word of God for this solemn time. The great object of our publications is to exalt God, to call men's attention to the living truths of His Word. God calls upon us to lift up not our own standard, not the standard of this world, but His standard of truth. It is only as we do this that His prospering hand can be with us. Consider God's dealings with His people in the past. Notice how, while they carried His banner, He exalted them before their enemies. But when in self-exaltation they departed from their allegiance, when they exalted a power and a principle that were opposed to Him, they were left to bring upon themselves disaster and defeat. Consider the experience of Daniel. When called to stand before King Nebuchadnezzar, Daniel did not hesitate to acknowledge the source of his wisdom. Did that faithful recognition of God detract from Daniel's influence in the king's court? By no means. It was the secret of his power. It secured for him favor in the eyes of the ruler of Babylon. In God's name, Daniel made known to the king the heaven-sent messages of instruction, warning, and rebuke, and he was not repulsed. Let God's workers of today read the firm, bold testimony of Daniel and follow his example. Never does man show greater folly than when he seeks to secure acceptance and recognition in the world by sacrificing in any degree the allegiance and honor due to God. When we place ourselves where God cannot cooperate with us, our strength will be found weakness. All that is ever done toward restoring the image of God in man is done because God is the efficiency of the worker. It is His power alone that can restore the body, energize the mind, or renew the soul. In our publishing work, as in every other line of effort or Christian living, will be demonstrated the truth of Christ's words in John 15:5, "Without me ye can do nothing." God has given to men immortal principles to which every human power will one day bow. He calls upon us to give to the world by precept and by example a demonstration of these principles. To those who honor Him by a faithful adherence to His Word, the result will be glorious. It means much to stand by principles that will live through the eternal ages.